Hey everyone, I thought I'd have a go at this go live thing. I'm having a little go at a deadlift workout and I was going to try something new with the rack to see if it was achievable, so I thought I'll do a video. If people are interested they can watch it live, if not maybe watch it back later. But I've started some deadlifts. Let's see if I can flick the camera around. I don't know how to work this, but here we go. Alright, so I've started some deadlifts. I've got this board that tells me what I was doing last time. So got to 160 for one with a belt last time. I want to beat that today. I've beaten it in the past, but what I want to try is working with bands. So I got these muscle squad bands. And what I'm thinking is I'm lifting in the rack today. Never done it before. I've put my drop pads out. Just clears the bar, just clears the rack, and I've put my safeties up to 35. So the plan in a minute is to lift the weight that's on it, which is 130, and see how it moves, and then sling the band over this, hook it round the bar on both sides, and what I should get is a stretched band that helps me lift the weight off the bottom. But then as the band stops stretching and contracts again, the weight gets harder at the top. So that's the plan. So I'm just going to film it and we'll see how it goes, and we'll give it a whirl. So I'm breathing heavy and I'm sweating already. So we'll see. I've had a whole pint of Monster, so surely that's a good thing. So let's put this in the cradle, and we'll try this without a belt and without a band and see how it goes. Right, and I'll probably forget we're live. Who knows? But right, there we go. Let's see what happens with this. So we're going to go. What did we do last time? 130, 5x5. So in theory, we should be good for a 5 on this, but we'll see. I made my platform better as well. I've put more wood under it, so it's a lot more stable than it was. They're moving all right, but sweat's going everywhere. So I want to see about putting the bands on, and then we'll probably go, well, we'll go 140, see how it feels, maybe go 150, we'll see. Question is how to put the bands on and make my life easy, so I should have put them under the weight first, but let's give it a whirl. Right, the plan is to go over twice like that and then hook it over that. So we're going to have to go like this and just stretch it, or bring the safeties down. Let's try the stretch. Yeah. So let's see if we can get it over it. Oh god, puffing like a steam train. Brand new bands, so they shouldn't just snap in my face, but they do snap over time. There we go. So that's going to give us a bit of help out the bottom, I reckon. We can always move that up if we need to. Let's do the same on the other side. Something I used to do in the gym a lot, but not in this configuration, so trial and error. Right. I'm sure I'll find an easier way to do this once I've done it a few times. Right, that over there. I'll put the split pins in the end of the safeties as well, so I don't yank those things out. Sounds worse than it is. Right. There we go. And then from memory, we need to make sure it's pretty even, otherwise it feels really strange. So, well, it looks alright. Whether it's got enough stretch and stuff, we'll find out. So, we'll put some more weight on it and see what happens. So, let's swap the 10s for a 15. This is where the little deadlift slice comes in handy. Just slide it under, and then your plate comes off a bit easier than it would normally. Saves your back. Right, so what's that, 140 now I think. In theory, should fly up with the band helping me if I've got it right, but we'll see. A bit tighter this side, but still doable. Until I've done that more often than I've done that, can't you? Right. I'll move this as well. I'll take my head off a bit. Nearly poke my eye out. Right. Right, let's see what happens now. If it goes wrong, it's live. Someone watching knows where to send help, don't they? Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that worked well. We can play around with what height we want it. And the good thing about this rack is because we've got west side spacing, we make fine adjustments. These holes are bigger gaps, with these ones we can be a bit finer. So, oh God, what do I sound like? Where's the camera? Here it is. So, God, listen to me, right. I shouldn't be trying to speak and do deadlifts at the same time, should I? So the plan is to beat the 160 with the bands, which should be achievable. So I think we're going to go 150, we'll go for 3, hopefully 160 for 3, and with the bands we should be able to push through, in theory. I won't count it as a 1 rep max because we've got bands, we're doing it differently, but the point is to try and help me get it moving off the floor with the band, then finish it. So you could band it the other way around and make it harder at the top. If you wrapped it around the bottom of the rack, it would come off the floor easier. But as you lifted it higher, the band would get tighter and fight back. So there's a couple of different ways you can use bands. You probably know better than me, but they help you with getting it off the floor or locking out, depending on where your weakness is. At the moment, my weakness is getting the thing off the floor after a certain weight. If I could get it mid-shin or to knees and I was failing it, I'd band it the other way and work on the lockout. So let's put another 5 kilos on it. Have at least a minute's rest, I think, and then we'll try it again. So let's flick it back round. Cool, let's stick another 5 on it then. With our little deadlift slick. I call it a slice, I think. Let's call it a slick. Bloody hell. The next video is going to be how do you clean your rubber floor because you filled it with sweat. I don't know the answer to that, but I'm going to come up with an answer pretty soon. So what have we got? 15. Let's put the 5 on for now then. We'll creep it up to 150. We don't want to be doing too many reps with these either because they're moving around and stuff, aren't they? So it's more about trying to get the thing moving than to wreck it out. Right, that's one. Probably got white paint on me. Should have sealed the walls, but never mind. That's a future improvement. Seal the paint on the breeze blocks. Right, 5. And if it turns out these are going too easily, maybe we bring this down a few notches, but let's see. The bands didn't help for long, but they helped me get it moving last time, so let's go for 3. 3 at 150 with these bands on. I've got these different bands as well, so we could go for a thinner band, which would give us less help. I've got really thin ones, or we could go thicker, or we could double them up in terms of 2 bands either side, or instead of going over the thing like I've done and hooking it on the bar twice, we could hook it on once and stretch it So it's more stretched, but it's not giving us as much assistance. There's lots of ways to do it, but you need to write it down so that you know next time how you did it to see if you've improved or not. So I'll write this number on my board once I'm happy with it, and I'll say that I used the black band and I've doubled it. Then I'll know what I'm doing. Right. More sweat on the floor. Well, yeah, it's doing what I want. There should be no question that 160 for one will go up. Probably 160 for 2 or 3. And then we'll try and get to... I used to do 180 most days without a huge amount of trouble. And then anything over 180 was lucky, 190 on a good day. 200 a few times when all the planets and the stars and the moons aligned. I've started to rip off my calluses, which is... it's going to cause us some problems, isn't it, if they start hurting, but... oh dear, I have to hope for the best. Oh dear, right, I'm going to sit down for a minute. I can see some people have popped up and waved. Don't even know if anyone's still here now, but let's wave. Let's wave at them. Oh dear. I could see Ryan was on. So Ryan was here a week or so ago. Hadn't lifted heavy weights for ages and then just came out and smashed it as always. Same as Stephen. I think Stephen was on here. He came along, smashed it. So it's good to have some people to work out with. It's nice to have your own gym, but it's still nice to have people to come and give you some bants in it and have someone to work out with. So I don't think much has changed since my last sort of video or anything, but you can see that basket and that rack of CDs and the heater, they're still there. I think every time I do a video I say I'm going to move them, it's still there. So I don't know, I'll probably live there forever. I don't even think I've got the ability to play a CD anymore. Yeah, I still keep those CDs for some reason. Got Spotify on the telly and I still keep CDs. Oh, it's sweating buckets. Normally I wouldn't have my top on, but I don't think we want to be doing that on Instagram Live, really. Right. Well, the watch says you're not dying. Shouldn't be breathing this hard, really. So let's have another crack at it. Right. So what's this? 150. 150? Yeah, I don't know. Can't remember now. Did I even add weight to it or not? Crikey, I can't remember. Don't think I did. I think I'm starting to talk. Well, let's swap the 5 to a 10 and see what happens. I don't think I did that. So that should be 160 if I'm right. Some days it's best not to add it up, just put it on till it doesn't move and then add it up, and sometimes you're surprised. Sometimes good, sometimes not. Right. I was going to have some music on, but I thought I'll probably get it taken down for copyright if I play music, so yeah, it's what it is. Probably be some random 80s mix or something weird that I don't even know is on, it's just on in the background. Right, so what's that? 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110, 140, 160. Okay, so should be alright, but let's see. Let's hope for 3 but be happy with 1. Oh crikey, that's cheese grater in my legs. That's good, that's challenging now at the top. The band just gets me off the floor, doesn't it? And then let's put the weight on this time before I get jibber jabbering again. So let's stick the 5 back on. No, let's swap the 10 for a 15. Where's me thing? Here it is. Oh, I left it under there as well, look. What a wally. Right. Right, so when I bought these bumpers, I think I bought a pair of every weight, which is 150, and then I doubled up on the 15s just to give me a little bit more flexibility. That seems to have been a good plan so far. You can see if you watch my bumper video about making sure you don't buy really wide bumpers. These are pretty narrow, apart from the new Pro Plates ones. They're ridiculous, but they only have 200 quid on top of these. But you can see how you could start to run out of bar. Right. Right. Starting to look like a bit of a proper deadlift now, if it wasn't for all this assistance. You see, we could, if we get stuck, we could add, you know, the red band or the little skinny band, just give it that little bit more. Just, is it enough? Or we could move this up a notch, but I'm pretty happy with what it's doing. It's giving me that bit of assistance off the bottom, but very quickly the band is doing nothing and it's all on me. So that was what I wanted it to do. That pint of Monster has messed me up proper, that has. I've turned right Norfolk and everything. I don't know what's happening. My wife will watch it and say, what's happening to your voice? Right. So, let's have another sweaty update. It's killing me now, look. It's dreadful. Ugh. So much sweat. But normally I'd have the door open and the fan on, but it messed the audio up, I think, and I sound like a lunatic talking to myself in my garage if my neighbours come out. So we'll keep that off. But I think it's still live. It says live, so hopefully people are there. If they're not, I'm sure it'll save it and it'll play it back later. Jesus, this is why I've got this massive kitchen roll in here as well. Dear me. Definitely works. The wicking t-shirt definitely wicks the sweat, but then it just ends up stuck on me, look. Right, enough of that then. Let's have a go at this. So what did we say this was? 170? Yeah, I think so. So the third one of the last one was a bit tough to lock out, so let's hope for 3. Let's aim for 2 and be happy with 1. But you shouldn't really say it, because once you say it, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So it's bad drills really, but let's give it a little tickle and see what happens. And we're not resting very long either, because I'm conscious that I'm already boring. Don't want to just put loads of gaps in and make it more boring. So let's see what happens. Right. Oh dear. We'll be happy with 1. Oh, on a cheese grated leg. Right, well, we beat the 160 as planned with the help of the bands, but it was ugly. So I think what we're going to do is rest and do that again and try and make it look a bit nicer. If we can't, hey, a couple of ugly ones, 2 or 3 singles are ugly but at a bigger weight. Could be happy with that. Jeez, heart rate's gone from 111 to 154 in one pull. You know you've done a good pull if it goes up even higher and everything goes red and wobbly and ugh. Let's spin this round. I'm going to sit down for a minute. The question is, here we go. Is Mostyn still working in his gym or is he working out? He put his floor down today. And it looks really good. He's painted it white. He's put his floor in. He had a rack already. He's got a nice minimalistic, but it's really nice. That's how he wants it. He's going to get a mirror just to finish it off, I think. But he's got a really good result out of a very sensible budget. You know, and he had a lot of that stuff already. So, calm my hands. Well, this will be the last deadlift session for a week or so while these heal up. Hasn't been a problem for a long time. So, the question is anyone there? Or am I just talking to myself like a nutter? Tell you what we might do while we just sit here and sweat. I don't know if it'll work because of the refresh rates and stuff, but I've got some pictures on here. Let's play the Andy reel, if it'll do it. Here we go. We'll put the Andy reel on and look at Fat Andy in 2000 and don't know. It's about 12 years ago. It was a bit of a journey. I was so pleased to look like that when I'd been fat for so long. I looked like I'd walked out of a prisoner of war work camp or something like Bergen-Belsen. My quads looked good because I'd spent forever cycling as a teenager. Everywhere I went on a push bike, but I just look hungry, don't I? It doesn't look good. But hey, I didn't have a beer belly for the first time in a long old time, so have a little look at those. Hopefully they're not too look at that vanity. I'm going to go and get some real water instead of Monster, and then we'll give that another pull and see what happens. Monster with a bit of water. I think that was the leanest I've ever been. That was 11.5%. I think I worked it out as, but you can't live when you're 10%, 11%. You got to just watch everything that you eat. It's just crazy. But I got stuck between being lean and putting weight on and being soft and being what I thought was athletic. I got bounced between those two places for ages, but lots of dodgy pant shots on there, I think. Didn't realise they were Real Madrid football clubs or whatever they are. Real Madrid socks. I just needed long socks, and my brother always laughs and says, "You always buy football stuff without realising it." Don't know anything about football. Hey, it's lockdown insanity in the old conservatory. Some strongman stuff in the gym, Motivate, that I used to go to. And a massive, I look like Mr. Twit, don't I? Do you remember that book where the birds live in his beard? Yeah. Oh well, there's a callus coming off. That used to happen quite a lot. Anyway, the heart rate says do it again now, so let's give it another go. We'll leave these running and we'll come back to them if you care. But let's spin this round. Hopefully someone's enjoying it. Even if one person enjoys this, hey, it's given me someone to talk to. Right, let's go back up again. Hopefully it won't fall over when we do this next one. Right. Do you know, I use this thing so often I still can't make it work properly. Here we go. Right, let's see the pain on my face. We do this again. Okay. Have self-belief. That's the key. I'm not convinced that was fully locked out, but it did go up. So I reckon what we'll do, we won't change this. What we'll do is we'll put the belt on. That tends to give you a bit of a turbo, and we'll see if we can get it moving a bit quicker that way with the bands, with the belt. If it does, maybe we can put one more jump on it with the belt. So let's dig out the belt. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this little slideshow thing. That's another gratuitous punch. Look at that beard, that was magnificent. I had to shave it a bit, but I think it was amazing. Right, let's get the belt. Oh dear, that's heavy. I don't know if anyone follows him, but Ant-Man, there's a guy called Ant-Man on Instagram, 59 kilos body weight. And the numbers that he pulls are just obscene, absolutely incredible. That's the old days where I used to prep, literally used to eat the same thing 3 times a day, every day, 7 days a week, 2 menus on rotation. It's not right cooking an 8-ounce steak with eggs and spinach every morning for breakfast for a week, and then the next week eating 100 grams of smoked salmon, 4 eggs and 2 bits of toast every day for breakfast for a week, plus 3 chicken breasts, 3 packs of rice, 5 kilos of broccoli, half a kilo of Greek yogurt every day. It's like, ugh. There's my mate John. He was pulling a really good deadlift by the end, and then he knackered himself. Ugh. Oh dear, I never got the pump photo. Oh, another insanity. There's no skipping rope, it's not a trick, it's just Sean T saying do some skipping. Dawn will love that. Should be very happy that I posted that photo. An ironic Instagram shot I don't think I ever posted. Alright, the heart rate's coming back again. Got the belt. I've had the belt ages, and this little split pin, there's a little pin on it, and it keeps working its way out, so I have to keep remembering to push it back in, otherwise one day it's just going to fly off and cause me a mischief. It's probably the next thing to upgrade if I keep using it. Right. Been very impressed with these drop pads. Oh, that was recent, that was in here. After a year of insanity, you can see I've lost a bit of size, got some definition back. I was weak, but I feel like my strength's coming back a bit. But it's good to take photos, isn't it? Just these photos, some of these span 8 to 10 years, and it's just good to, there you go. It's good to see the progress or the lack of progress, the commitment versus the lack of commitment. So let's have another go at this with a belt, and then in theory, this workout is deadlifts, then landmine rows, then bent over rows, and then preacher curls and dumbbell pullovers. But I don't think we'll record all of that unless someone comments and says, no, Andy, this is so interesting. I really want to watch you work out for the next hour. I'm sure no one will. But hey, let's see how this goes with the belt on. Remember how to work it. Look at the sweat, it's obscene now. Should have eaten more today. I didn't know this was going to happen, it just came into my mind. Right. First time I felt the bar trying to run away from me. It's just trying to twist in my hands and just grating them up. But if you've never used a belt before, see the difference. I try not to put it on until we're really struggling, because I think it's like a turbo boost. So I reckon we can put 180 on there now and go for a single. So let's put the 5s on. And have the belt again. Just check these bands, make sure they're not, because they're on the knurled bit of the bar, I don't want them to be getting cheese grated and then just give up on me, but bands tend to last many lifts before they give up. Right, let's have some 5s. The body's willing, but the mind is, I've got paint on me. Yeah. Right, put a 5 on. My brother will be glad he missed this. He's gone camping in a camper van in Scotland, driving the NC 500, and I'm doing this. Alright. Here's a thought as I walk past the mirror. I've never done a band booty workout in my life. Look at the size of my bum. It's not right, is it? It's not right. But hey, if you want a big bum, do deadlifts. That's the secret by the looks of it. Right, let's have one more sit down. I could just film myself in the mirror, couldn't I? Hope you're enjoying my just rambling nonsense. Oh, well, no one's waved back, so I can only assume everyone's gone. I've had enough of this nonsense and wandered off. But hey, we're doing it. It's the first time we've done it. Probably not the best time to do it straight after work in the UK, when if you're going to work out, you're probably doing it. Everyone's probably doing their own workout and not paying attention to my nonsense. But I just can't be motivated to work out at any other time of day. I need to finish work, I need to have eaten a day of food, I need to have had a day of work and things that I want to let go of, and I take all those things and generally I channel them. Today I needed a bit of an extra kick, so I had a pint of Monster, which is not something you should do often, really. I do remember in the early days where we'd have me and my friend Mostyn would have pre-workout almost every time, and it's not a good idea, and it loses its potency if you do it every workout, doesn't it? So just eat lots of food. Eat lots of food and bring it, I think, is the answer, but occasionally you just need that little extra something. Right, how long have we been doing this though? I've been doing this 48 minutes. So I missed my Sundays. We used to have a lazy powerlifting Sunday, and we'd spend 2 or 3 hours. We'd lift, we'd get to a decent weight, I don't know, for me it'd be like 180 or 190, and then we'd have 5 minutes between lifts, and we'd do one, and we'd rest, and we'd eat scones, and we'd talk rubbish, then we'd do another one, and everyone, that cliche of powerlifters, isn't it? Do one rep, have a rest for 5 minutes, do another rep, go home. Well, yeah, but that worked. We got really strong, and the people who were there still doing it, they're just, some of them, they're so strong, it's unbelievable. I had a year off basically and just did Insanity for a year, but what it did give me was, it gave me fitness. Hey, Nick's just joined, let's wave at Nick. Yeah, it gave me some really good fitness, which I'm starting to lose now. I'm starting to suffer and huff and puff like Thomas the Tank Engine, because now I've built my gym, all I want to do is lift my weights. I did do yoga on Monday, and I did some Insanity last week, but I was doing Insanity 6 days a week. I wasn't doing 7, I was doing the 6. And I was just monster fit, but, well, not monster fit, my wife's monster fit, but fit enough. Right, let's stop talking rubbish. So we've got, what did we say, 180. Oh, can't even remember now. I think it's 180. Yeah, it was 170 and it moved a few times with the belt on, didn't it? So 180, we'll be happy with one, but we hope for a couple. And if it's moving well with the bands and the belt, we might be brave and put a bit more on. Be lovely to get all 200 on and lift it. Even though we know we've got bands and belts and we've got some assistance, it'd be nice just to feel like I'm not a million miles away from doing it again. So let's see, let's spin it round. My sweaty chest again, I apologise. Right, let's get the belt on and see if we can do one of these. Maybe 2. My hands were going to be the thing that gives up on me, I think. Right. Sniff, sniff, sniff. God, stop it, man. Right. Let's do this. Let's have it. Oh. Grip, 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 grip. I call that about 3/4. We need some chalk, really. We haven't got chalk. We could put straps on, but then are we lifting it, or are we just, I don't know. We're just starting to take the pee a bit, really, if we have bands, straps, belts. So, you know, I don't know. Let's get the straps out. It'll save my grip a bit. I was just thinking the other day, grip is doing well, it isn't failing me, and that's the thing failing me today. So the next order of business is to buy chalk. in the short term, we get this little box out. And get these lifting straps that I've had I don't know how long, my protein straps. And you know what, we rest again with powerlifting, 1 rep, 5-minute rest. Have a little rest, bring the camera back, and then we'll try it again with straps and see if we can get a tidy one without it slipping out of my hands. Going back to skinny Andy again, look. So what else? I don't know. I can barely breathe. What can I show you that's more interesting than me just talking rubbish? I don't know, what have I done to the rack recently? Nothing really. But I suppose it's time to plug the YouTube channel. If you haven't followed us yet, have a little follow. There's some there's a few reviews of the rack that I've got, this folding rack. The bumper plates just went up. There's a review of the drop pads. There's a walk around the gym, a gym tour. There's the Mostyn series. So Mostyn's my friend, and he's had a power rack in his garage for ages, about 7 years. But that's all he really had was his rack in his garage. And then in the last 2.5 weeks, because he's got some time off because he works in a school, he's just gone mad. And he's emptied it, ripped out all the rubbish, tidied it, painted the walls, sealed the floor. He's just literally installed rubber flooring today, same as me, 30mm rubber. Looks really good. So there's some stuff on there on the YouTube channel that shows you his progress. I've got one more video to put up that gets us to where he is today. And then the plan is to do some workout stuff as well, but it's hard to make a video while you work out and have a good workout. So I don't know whether it might just be me doing this, having a live workout, looking at a particular exercise or the thing that I'm really focusing on, and doing a video of that. So but by all means comment and tell me what you think. But that's the plan anyway. But yeah, I don't think there's anything I haven't shown you in some of my stuff. Maybe in case you haven't seen it, maybe let's just have a quick whiz around the gym while I catch my breath a little bit. So we got this massive 6'3" mirror. Got that on Amazon there. We've got my Vulcan bumpers and these drop pads from MirrorFit. Got a slam ball and some 1-inch dumbbells over there. We've got some great little fractional plates from MirrorFit. All these accessories on the wall go with the rack. So landmine dips and landmine rows. This incredible rack from Muscle Squad that folds out. So it folds back. When it's folded, you can see where that foot is. It folds back to there. And so look how little space that rack takes up on the floor once it's folded. Yet it's still got all that bar storage and cables. It's got all these weight horns to hang your bumpers on, and it's got loads of storage around the back, and it's got storage up there for things and a pull-up bar. You know, it's so good. It's so good, and I got it for a bargain price, and then the price has slowly crept up. I think more in line with market pricing. I think they've realised how much of a good deal it was, and aligned it with other products the same on the market. I've got a little bar holder just to get the bar out of the way. Got some canvases. I thought they'd be bigger than that, but they look all right. They're on offer. This MirrorFit sausage bag that I call it. Just a sandbag that's 30 kilos. Some floor offcuts there, look. So that's what I use to make my... Because I'm on the drop pads, I need to lift myself up. So I've got some wooden blocks and some floor offcuts to lift me to about the same height. It's another way you can change your deadlifts. You can manipulate it so that you're higher or lower than you should be to make it easier or harder. I've got a bench. I got that for 60 quid and I love it. It's my flat bench. Bit of tech in the corner. A folding bench. I thought I'd use more than I do. It's a very good bench, rated to about 270 kilos. Folds flat, adjusts loads of different ways. Probably used it 3 times so far. And then my IKEA shoe rack, or my Amazon shoe rack, that hides things like kettlebells and a sandbag and actually has shoes on it and things. Some little 6 quid Amazon magnetic boards for writing what I'm doing. That's it really. And then a couple of spare floor tiles just in cases. So let's have a go at this then. So let's put the straps on and the belt. Now, I don't know whether people watching have a clue what lifting straps are or if I'm preaching to the converted, but let's try and attempt to show you. So you put it over your wrist like this, you pull it around your wrist, you're going to wrap it round and round around the bar, and then you hang on to it, and wrapping it around plus you gripping it plus the weight of the bar helps reduce the load on your grip basically, and transfer some load straight down your arm. So in theory my grip won't give up on me because it's not working as hard this time, and in theory the belt's helping it come off the floor and the bands are helping it come off the floor, so it should be a breeze. But that's famous last words, isn't it? So it's going to take a minute to set this up. Never a good idea to put your belt on too early, but we need to put it on so we can get the straps loaded up. So belt. Could be tricky with the Apple Watch in the way, but let's work out which way. They've still got chalk from, I don't know, 5 years ago on them. So let's get these all the way up to the wrist, both sides. Doesn't really matter if the logo's the right way up or not. Then I'm going to put it around the bar and then twist it, twist it, twist it. You've probably seen Eddie Hall, much stronger than me or any of us, but he does these much quicker. The challenge is the next one, and getting the grip right. And notice I haven't switched my grip this time. This is the first time I've gone double overhand. Probably could switch it, but don't need to when your grip's not working as hard, do you? Right, let's see. So oh, they ugly, but they moving. Oh, there's the callus. That's gone now. It's going to somewhat limit us. It's a bit grim, but even with the straps on, that's gone. I'm quite proud of that because that's the first time since pre-lockdown. I didn't even have calluses over lockdown. I had office worker hands again, but my word, that hurts quite a bit. Right, let's have a. So I mean, I say I'm torn, literally. Oh. So my hand is, ouch, torn. They hurt like a mother when they go because the skin under them is so sensitive. But if you just man up, I tend to get the nail clippers and clip them off, and then within a day or two the skin's not sensitive anymore. But they can take a little while to heal. But if you keep trying to stick them down again, it just doesn't work. You've got to, don't rip it off. It's like a hangnail. Just cut it with some scissors or something, clip it off. There you go. It didn't say that hurt because that was on the middle of my palm. But clip them off this side. If they haven't ripped, get in the bath and use a pumice and file them down a bit. Oh, that was a heavy day. Look at the state of my back. That was a really heavy squat day. So that moved well, but can we ask more of my hands? That's the question. I fear that we shouldn't, but maybe that's the place to leave it, and we write on the board. We write on the board that we did it with the bands, with the belt, with the straps for 180. We did it without the straps, but it was ugly. And we only got one, I think, maybe two. But we got 3 with the straps. So we know we can do it once we get it moving. But we also need to write down that we stopped because our callus came off, not because we topped out and we couldn't do it. Otherwise, next time we do it, it's just important to see those little progressions. So anyway, I think I will shut up and disappear and see what people think to the video and the format. I mean, there's no script, it's just me rambling, and you're probably bored of listening to me, but if perchance you want to hear me ramble some more, let me know and we'll do it again. If not, it's been nice to talk at you. Bye.